بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. As you remember, we were talking about validity of the decree of Hakim Shar in declaring the beginning of the month of Ramadan or end of the month of Ramadan or Hilal in general, maybe for other months as well. And we said that there are different ways to argue for this. The first was to refer to hadith that says that this is what Imam decides. There are some hadiths, and we said al-Imam is not only ma'soom in this context, and al-Imam is Waliyul Am, and Sheikh Irwani gave several examples from other fields, not just about fasting. The second argument is to refer to Tawqi', a written message from Imam Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, about referring to those who have great acquaintance with the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, since they are hujjah of Imam over us, as Imam himself is hujjah over them. So we just introduced the argument, but we said there are some objections and we need to address those objections. So al-wajhu thani, I think I read the hadith, but let's read it again because we need to discuss it again today. التوقيع الشريف الصادر من الناحية المقدسة الذي رواه في الوسائل. In Wasa'il al-Shia is quoted from Ikmal al-Din by Sheikh al-Saduq, and Ikmal al-Din by Sheikh al-Saduq. Sheikh al-Saduq quotes an Muhammad ibn Isam and Muhammad ibn Yaqub, who is Sheikh Kulayni and Ishaq ibn Yaqub. قال سألت محمد بن عثمان العمري أن يوصل لي كتابا قد سألت فيه عن مسائل أشكلت علي. He says, I asked Muhammad ibn Uthman, the deputy, the second deputy of Imam Mahdi Jalallah Ta'ala Sharif, to pass on my writing, my message, in which I had asked about several questions and issues that were difficult for me. And then Tawqi' came with the handwriting of Imam alayhi salam, which included وَأَمَّا الْحَوَادِثُ الْوَاقِعَةِ فَارْجِعُوا فِيهَا إِلَى رُوَاةِ حَدِيثِنَا. With respect to the incidents or events that happen, refer in those incidents to those who narrate our hadith, which means those who are familiar with our hadith, not just narrate without understanding, of course, it's clear. فَإِنَّهُمْ حُجَّتِي عَلَيْكُمْ وَأَنَا حُجَّةُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِمْ. They are my hujjah over you, and I am Hujjah of Allah upon them, because there is a kind of hierarchy. So they are deputies of Imam. They need to refer to Imam, and we need to refer to them. This hadith is used in different places. قد يستشهد به في مجالات عدة, in numerous occasions or places. They refer to this hadith. For example, كحجية خبر الثقة. Is خبر الثقة خبر الواحد حجة or not? جواز التقليد, ولاية الفقيه, والنفوذ قضائه. Is judgment of faqih effective or not? Also, حجية حكم الحاكم في الهلال محل الكلام, which is our discussion. This is also something that can be used. This hadith can be used for. So, up to here we discussed before. Now we want to start the objections that might be made to this hadith for validity of حكم الحاكم في الهلال. قد يشكل على دلالته أولا. The first إشكال is this. بأن المقصود هو الرجوع إليهم. When we say فارجعوا فيها, there are different possibilities. See here, 3 possibilities are mentioned. To say that في حكم الحوادث, we should refer to them. What is our judgment? What is our hukm? It's better to say ruling. For example, is this permissible? Is it haram? Is it wajib? So if it means referring to them in hukm al-hawadith, then means fatwa is hujjah. فَيَدُلُّ عَلَى حُجِّيَةِ الْفَتْوَى. If it's not about hukm al-hawadith, it's about judgment, not ruling. About judgment means how to settle a case of confrontation or debate, or basically 2 people have a case, financial case, whatever. They need someone to say the final word and settle this. في حسمها. حسم means like qada, means to cut, to finish these cases of confrontation. Therefore, then the meaning would be that the judgment is nafidh, is effective. فَيَدُلُّ عَلَى نُفُوذِ الْقَضَى. So either it is fatwa or qada. Or the third possibility, في رفع الإشكال والإجمال عنها. Or to say that it means when there is in a kind of ambiguity and there is no clearness in hawadis, whatever is those, whatever those hawadis are, بكل ألوانها المتصورة, whether you need hukm, whether you need fatwa, whether you need qadha, whatever it is in hawadis, when you are not clear, refer to rawat al-ahadith. The first is about fatwa, doesn't have anything to do with halal. The second is about qadha, it doesn't have anything to do with halal. But if you say it in a more general way, the third possibility, فَيَدُلُّ عَلَى الْمَطْلُوبِ, then it would indicate that حُكْمُ الْحَاكِمِ فِي الْحِلَالِ حُجَّةٌ, because we have taken it in a general way. But this third ihtimal, although it helps in our discussion, but there is a problem in this one, so it's not possible. So the person wants to do ishkal about possibility of the third option. Yes, if it was the case, it is good for our discussion, but it cannot be the case. ولكن يرد هذا الاحتمال الثالث أن التوقيع سيكون حينئذ دالا على أن كل حادثة ينحصر الرجوع فيها بالإمام يلزم الرجوع فيها إلى الرواة. The Mustashkil says, but then if we say that it is for every hadithah, but it means every hadithah, every event or incident for which we have to refer to Imam and there is no other option. When Imam is the only source, we need hujjah, then we can refer to these ruwat ahadith. But subutul hilal is not one of those things that we only can sort with the guidance of Imam. There is no inhisar in ruju' fil Imam. Why? Because sometimes it can be sorted out by seeing, by witnesses, etc. سيكون حينئذ دالا على أن كل حادثة ينحصر الرجوع فيها بالإمام يلزم الرجوع فيها إلى الرواة. It will be exclusive to the issues that we need guidance of Imam, there is no other option. But in our case, there is no such انحصار. ثبوت الهلال لا ينحصر الرجوع فيها بالإمام عليه السلام. For establishing the new crescent, there is no exclusive need to refer to Imam. لجواز الرجوع فيها إلى الطرق الأخرى. For ثبوت الهلال, we can refer to other methods. من شهادة العدلين, witness of or testimony of two just people. أو غيرها, maybe he himself has seen, maybe there is a اشتهار which is causing yaqeen, for example. فلا يكون مشمولا للتوقيع الشريف. Therefore, the issue of حكم الحاكم في ثبوت الهلال would not be one of those cases which are included in أما الحوادث الواقعة فارجعوا فيها إلى رواتها. Sheikh Ibani says no, actually احتمال الثالث is good, and this is what itlaq requires. Itlaq means it can be fatwa, it can be qadha, it can be hukm, whatever. There's itlaq. And also, who said it should be only where Imam is the only source? Who said there is such inhisar? يرده هذا الإشكال أن الاحتمال الثالث هو مقتضى الإطلاق. This is what itlaq requires. Why we should limit it to fatwa or qadha? ويؤكده قوله عليه السلام فإنهم حجتي عليكم. What also emphasizes on this is that Imam alayhi salam said, they are my hujjah over you. What does it mean? It means for everything that I was hujjah, they are hujjah. إذ يدل على أن كل ما كان المرجع فيه والإمام فلا بد من الرجوع فيه إلى رواة الأحاديث. Whatever we should have referred to Imam, now we can refer to these people and must refer to these people. And if you say inhisar, we say no, there is no reason to limit it to that. وَدَعْوَى أَنَّ مَا يُرْجَعُ فِيهِ إِلَيْهِمْ هُوَ مَا يَنْحَصِرُ الرُّجُوعُ فِيهِ بِالْإِمَامِ وَأَنَّ ثُبُوتَ الْهِلَالِ لَيْسَ كَذَلِكَ مَدْفُوعَةٌ. This claim that what we refer in to Imam is only for those things that are exclusive to Imam, and Hilal is not one of the things which is exclusive to Imam, because there are other methods like two witnesses, etc. This claim is madfu', is rejected. Why? مدفوعة لأن المستفاد ما ذكرنا. Because what we understand from this hadith is what we mentioned already, من أن كل ما يرجع فيه الإمام يرجع فيه إلى الرواة. Whatever we refer to Imam, we can refer to Ruwat. Whether it is exclusive or not doesn't make difference. سواء كان مما ينحصر به يعني ينحصر بالإمام أم لا يعني لا ينحصر بالإمام. وواضح أن مسألة الهلال كان يرجع فيها إلى الإمام جزما. It's clear that if Imam alayhi salam was there, it was possible for people to refer to Imam. If it was something that you should not refer to Imam, then yes. But if you can refer to Imam or use other methods, now instead of referring to Imam, we can refer to his hujjah. واضح أن مسألة الهلال كان يرجع فيها إلى الإمام جزما. يعني قطعا was something that people were referring to Imam definitely. بل إن صحيحة محمد بن قيس نافعة في المقام. This صحيح Muhammad ibn Qais also benefit means gives this idea. لأنه إذا كان المقصود منها خصوص المعصوم فلازمه أن ذلك من مقاماته. If it meant that al-imam means just ma'soom, so we should say one of the maqamat of ma'soom or imam is that he would do hukm for halal. But it's not this. So if it is not ma'soom, then it has to be more general. وإذا كان المقصود مطلق من بيد الأمر, not just ma'soom, it's general. Everyone who is in charge. فقد ثبت المدعى, because our mudda'a is this, that it is not only ma'soom. Whoever is hakim al-shahr, who has wilaya authority, can decide. Another problem, we said قد يشكل على دلالته, and tawqi has been objected. The first objection we mentioned. The second objection to using tawqi for hujjiyat hukm al-haakim fil hilal is this. They say أما الحوادث الواقع. They say al-hawadis, this alif wal lam is for ahd. Alif wal lam can be used for different things. Sometimes it's for ahd, meaning something which is known. For example, we say رأيت الرجل. When I have already talked about a man, then I say I saw him with, for example, these clothes. Or أعطيت الكتاب مثلا زيدا. I gave that book. This al is something that my audience know. Is ma'hud. Ma'hud, of course, has different types, but means something which is definitely already known. It's not general. So some people have said أما الحوادث الواقع. This al-hawadith refers to particular incidents that Imam referred to because the other party had in mind. احتمال أن اللام يعني ألف اللام في كلمة الحوادث للعهد لا للجنس. If it was for jins, means general, any hadithah. But when it's for ahd, is a particular hadithah or particular hawadith, particular incidents. وَمَعَهُ لَا يُمْكِنُ الْجَزْمُ بِالشُّمُولِ إِذَا جَاءَ الْإِحْتِمَالِ بَطَلَ الْإِسْتِدْلَالِ. If there is a chance, even you are not sure, if there is a chance that this is maybe for ahd, then you cannot be sure that this hadith helps in our case. But Shaykh Irwani says this ihtimal is not accepted. يَرُدُّهُ أنه لا يضر بعد التعليل بقوله فإنهم حجتي. This ihtimal doesn't harm after Imam himself has mentioned the reason. He says why you should refer to Ruwat ahadithana أما الحوادث الواقعة فارجعوا فيها إلى رواة أحاديثنا. Why? Because فإنهم حجتي عليكم. Because they are my hujjah upon you. Because they are my hujjah upon you. So does it mean they are my hujjah upon you in only those particular things that maybe was in the mind of Imam and the person who asked question? No. These kind of things, based on the context, we realize that they're general. As Imam is hujjah upon them in everything, they are hujjah also upon people in the same thing that Imam is hujjah. احتمال كون المقصود أنهم حجتي يعني حجتي عليكم في خصوص الحوادث المعهودة, in only those things which are between me and you known, on those issues that you know. This احتمال is بعيد. فإن جعلهم حجة هو لحاجة الناس إلى وجود حجة عند غيبة الإمام. Why they are made hujjah? Because when Imam is not accessible, Imam is in occultation, people need hujjah. Or do they need hujjah only in specific issues, or it's general? لا تختص بالموارد المعهودة. It's not exclusive to cases which are known. This was problem with dalala, but there is also problem to chain of the narrators. The hadith with which we started, I read again the sanad. He said, we said, إكمال الدين للشيخ الصدوق عن محمد بن عصام عن محمد بن يعقوب عن إسحاق بن يعقوب قال سألت محمد بن عثمان العمري. Okay? Now, what's the problem that some people have mentioned? The problem is بعدم توثيق إسحاق. They said this Ishaq ibn Yaqub, we couldn't find something about his trustworthiness, his reliability. He has not been verified. It's not that he is rejected. Okay, it's not that they have said something bad about him, but there is no tawthiq for him. Also maybe Ibn Isam, Muhammad ibn Isam, also is the same. The answer to this problem is Amma ibn Isam, means Amma ibn Isam, فَلَا يَضُرُّ. Even if we don't know Ibn Isam or he's not verified, no problem. Why? Because this is not the only path, the only tariq, the only chain. There is another chain for this hadith that Sheikh Tusi in Kitab al-Ghayba has mentioned, in which we don't have this person. He is using another chain for the same hadith. لا يضر بعد وجود طريق آخر صحيح للشيخ في كتاب الغيبة. But Ishaq is in the other chain as well. So with Ishaq, this answer does not come. This answer comes for Ibn Ishaq. With Ishaq, we say Ishaq has no problem. When Shaykh Kulayni Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayhi quotes such a hadith with such claims that I gave questions in writing to the Na'ib of Imam, then writing came to me, even inside that there were some praises for the person. Sheikh Kulaini, unless is 100% sure about someone, wouldn't bother about such thing. Man لاحظ سند الغيبة, whoever considers, observes the chain which is in غيبة of Sheikh Tusi, يحصل له الإطمئنان برواية الكليني للتوقيع. Then he would be able to have itminan, peace of mind, about narration of Kulaini for this tawqi. Because Sheikh Tusi yarwiha and jama'ah. Whenever someone says, I have heard this from jama'atin, then and fulan, for example. Jama'ah at least must be 3 people, 3 above. If there is 1 or 2, we don't say jama'ah. So al-aqal, 3 people have narrated. And from his own sayings, we realize that one of them was Sheikh Mufid. إذ الشيخ يرويه عن جماعة لا يقلون عن 3. Inshallah, we will mention later. أحدهم الشيخ المفيد محمد بن النعمان وهذه الجماعة. So 3 people, one of which is Sheikh Mufid, 3 people, one of which is Sheikh Mufid, they report not from 1 person, tarwi and ithnain, from 2 people who are min kibar thiqat ashabna. Those 2 people are also some of the great reliable companions of us, it means from our Shia community. وهما يرويانه عن الشيخ الكليني. So Sheikh Tusi quotes from a Jama'ah, one of them is Sheikh Mufid. They quote on 2 of great scholars, and they quote from Sheikh Kulaini. So up to Sheikh Kulaini, are you sure now or not? Are you satisfied up to Sheikh Kulaini? Yes. Does Sheikh Kulaini then quote something with so much importance from Ishaq ibn Yaqub if he didn't believe in his trustworthiness? So بعد حصول الإطمئنان بالرواية الكليني للتوقيع, after we are sure that Kulaini has also mentioned this hadith, this tawqi, then we can say this: من المعلوم أن أسر الغيبة أسر التقية. This was the situation of taqiyya. ومراسلة الإمام في مثله لا تكون عادة إلا لثقة جليل. Imam in Asr Taqiyya, in Ghaybat al-Suqra, would not correspond with someone unless that person is a great person. قد ادعى إسحاق أنه عليه السلام كتب إليه بخطه. He says, I received the answer through the naib of Imam, with Imam's handwriting, and inside, in addition to أما الحوادث الواقعة, there is dua also. أرشدك الله وثبتك. May Allah give you rushd, guidance. ثبتك, keep you strong and firm. And also there is salam. Assalamu alayka ya Ishaq ibn Yaqub ala man ittaba al-huda. And other important issues in this tawqih. And in particular this issue of appointing Ruwatul Hadith as hujjah upon all. Such important issues are here. So this will not be communicated to someone who is not reliable. مع الالتفات إلى هذه الخصوصيات كيف صح للكليني رواية التوقيع إذا لم تكن وثاقة إسحاق واضحة بنظره الشريف. by paying attention to these particularities, these case things that we mentioned, how it is possible that Kulayni Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayh would narrate, report this tawqi if trustworthiness of Ishaq ibn Yaqub was not clear for him.
Recording in progress.
Sometimes ulama have not done tawthiq, have not discussed and verified some narrators because there was no need for that. They were so well known to them, so high, that they didn't discuss. You shouldn't think it means that they were unknown to them or they neglected when they reported from them. مع الالتفات إلى هذه الخصوصيات كيف صح للكلين رواية التوقيع إذا لم تكن وثاقة إسحاق واضحة بنظره الشريف. How was correct for Kulayni to report this tawqi if reliability of Ishaq ibn Yaqub was not clear in his respected opinion? We don't want to say الثقة لا يروي إلا عن ثقة. This is another thing. In Ilm al-Rijal, there is a discussion. Some people say when there is a thiqah and quotes from someone that you don't know, it's okay, because الثقة لا يروي إلا عن ثقة. For example, today, I would not tell you something unless I have heard it from a reliable person. If I am a thiqah, I would not, spread rumors or things that are coming from sources that are not reliable to me. I will be careful. Okay? So there is a discussion in Ilm al-Rijal. Can we say, الثقة لا يروي إلا عن ثقة? So if you don't know the second person, we say because thiqah has reported from that person, that is enough. Okay, that is something you may accept, you may not accept. But our issue is not that. We are not talking about thiqah in general. We are talking about someone like Sheikh Kulayni, and not about a simple hadith, about very important hadith, like Amma al-Hawadith al-Waqa, which is establishing something very important. Would Kulayni, who is a master in the science of hadith, report such an important thing from someone that he doesn't know or doesn't believe in his trustworthiness? بل نقصد أن مثل الكليني لا يناسبه رواية التوقيع بعد ملاحظة ما ذكر, means after considering the points we mentioned, إلا إذا كان الراوي بنظره واضح الوثاقة. Someone like Kulayni would not report such hadith with the points that we mentioned, khususiyat that we mentioned, unless the Rawi, the narrator, was clearly reliable. Then you may say, okay, why Kulayni has not himself narrated this in Al-Kafi? Other ulama narrate from Kulayni, but why Kulayni himself in Al-Kafi has not mentioned this hadith? قلت لعله وصل إليه بعد كتابته. Maybe after he compiled this hadith, Al-Kafi, he received this hadith and he not reported to other people. Anyway, when Sheikh Kulayni, through reliable chains, has received and passed on, and Sheikh Tusi says, I received it from Sheikh Mufid and others, from Sheikh Kulayni. What's the problem? لعله وصل إليه بعد كتابته, يعني بعد كتابة الكافي. Maybe he received it afterwards. Or maybe he didn't want to put it in Al-Kafi, even if he had access, before, because he was very close to that time, and he didn't want to talk about certain issues so that Na'ibul Imam will be disclosed. أو أن يعني لعل الظرف يستدعي إخفاءه. The situation required that he would hide this خوف التعرف على نائب الإمام, out of fear that untrusted people may know Imam, Naib of Imam, deputy of Imam, Muhammad ibn Usman. Plus, also this Ishaq also would be known, and that he has access to Naibul Imam because he passed on this question. So he's making Ishaq also mulahiqan للتعرف على النائب, which it seems that Sheikh Irwani means that Ishaq also would be in danger because he would be known that he was in touch with the Naib of Imam. So anyway, for different reasons, it's possible that Sheikh Khomeini didn't want to mention this in Al-Kafi, or didn't receive it before finishing Al-Kafi. The next problem is أن الشيخ رواه عن جماعة مجهولة. They say Sheikh Tusi reports from a Jama'ah, and this Jama'ah are not known. Then we say no, this Jama'ah is known. أولا أن أقل الجماعة الثلاثة. The minimum of Jama'ah is 3. How it comes that 3 sheikhs of Sheikh Tusi, because Sheikh is reporting from his sheikhs, from people that gave him this hadith. Can you imagine Sheikh Tusi reports from a Jama'ah, which is minimum 3, if it is more it's worse, and all of them are not trustworthy? This is the way you think about Sheikh Tusi? من البعيد اجتماع ثلاثة من مشايخه, يعني مشايخ الشيخ الطوسي على الكذب. Say 3 people are bad people and they have committed lie. أما الحوادث الواقعة is not reliable. ثانيا, we know some of these people. أن المفيد أحد الجماعة. Sheikh Mufid is one of those people that Sheikh Tusi reports from them, riwayat of Ibn Qulaway and some others. For example, in biography of Zarari, he says, أخبرنا بكتبه ورواياته. أخبرنا means has reported to us his books and hadith. الشيخ أبو عبد الله محمد بن النعمان, Sheikh Mufid. Abu Abdullah is kunya, Muhammad ibn Muhammad is his name. Abu Abdullah al-Husayn ibn Ubaidillah wa Ahmad ibn Abdun wa ghayruhum anhu bi kutubi. He says whatever I am quoting from Zarari is from Sheikh Mufid and others. Or about Ibn Qulaway, he says أخبرنا بالرواياته وفهرست كتبه جماعة من أصحابنا منهم الشيخ أبو عبد الله محمد بن نعمان and others. So one of the Jama'at that Sheikh Tusi is reporting from, at least one of them is Sheikh Mufid. So there is no problem. This was the second argument for حجية حكم الحاكم. أما الحوادث الواقعة فارجعوا فيها إلى رواة أحاديثنا. Then we mentioned there could be objections to the sanad to dalala. We answered. The third argument, inshallah, we will discuss it next week. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.